ideal but very rare conditions, the kind of pleasure that I'm associating with what I'm calling lyric knowledge, which is the willing re-inhabitation of the discovery of what you already know. That pleasure can be derived from any daily experience, like brushing your teeth or setting the table. Most of you, if you're like me, listen to pop songs that you love over and over and over again. And you do not do this because you can't remember the words or you can't remember the tune. You know them by heart. They're inscribed on your soul. But more pleasurable than rehearsing the song in your mind is the act of experiencing it again as an event in time. Most songs contain maybe 40 words, and reading the same 40-word paragraph from a blog or a parking ticket, as often as you've listened to Hey Jude or whatever, would bore anyone silly, except in that rare but possible instance when the pleasure of that 40-word paragraph depends not on its information, not on what it says, but on how the sentences deliver you into the discovery of that information which you already know. Did you ever read one of her poems backwards? Said Emily Dickinson of an unknown poet to an unknown interlocutor. This remark comes on a scattered piece of paper, and we don't know exactly what it was. Did you ever read one of her poems backwards because the plunge from the front overturned you? I sometimes, often have, many times have, a something overtakes the mind. Emily Dickinson's just the scariest human being I've ever lived in my experience. There's just no mind that I find more intimidatingly brilliant. That sentence is the inspiration for this talk. Clearly, she spent a lot of time reading poems backwards and found something really strange and revealing and intoxicating in the act of doing so. And I thought, well, one wants to follow a brilliant mind down its road. So I began thinking about that too. The something that overtakes your mind when reading Stevens's No Possum, No Sop, No Taters backwards is completely different from the something produced by the plunge of reading it forwards, despite the fact that none of the poem's information is altered in the rearrangement. The words are all the same. To conclude the poem with the act of personifying the sun, he is not here, makes that personification, though it records an absence, feel like a brazen wish to find human companionship in the starkly inhuman natural world. The end of example 5, the backwards version of the poem. The field is frozen, the leaves are dry, as absent as if we were asleep. He is not here, the old sun. In contrast, to begin with the personification of the sun makes it feel like a passingly familiar trope, hardly worth noticing. The beginning of 6, the poem in the right order. He is not here, the old sun, as absent as if we were asleep. The field is frozen, the leaves are dry. Why then, if the effect of these two ways of ordering the poem's information is so different, are the sentences of this poem so amenable to rearrangement? What does the fact that one can so easily change our experience of certain lyric poems without changing their language tell us not only about the structure of lyric poems widely conceived, but more precisely about the syntax which is the structure of those poems?